Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo January 11, 2023. Venus forms a trine to Mars today, which can be invigorating. Warm energy can help boost your relationships and your sense of timing. You have a real knack for smoothing over differences right now. Romantic connections and creative matters thrive, particularly as you pay attention to resolving past problems. As well, conversations can be constructive and helpful. There's a lot to learn, and research can be successful. While Mercury's retrograde in your romantic sector can point to some reserve or backtracking in this department, today's warm expressions of affection, particularly through small gestures and actions, are well received. You can resolve issues through brainstorming and analysis, by looking back or reviewing past endeavors, or by reviving old projects. Connection, joy, and laughter are written in the stars today. In fact, you're being given the opportunity to let down your hair and have some fun. Attending parties, events, or entertaining others will be especially favored now. If you felt any tension recently in your personal or romantic life, you may even be able to smooth it out like there's no friction remaining whatsoever. You'll be eager for fun and games, so be sure to allow yourself time away from work to live in the moment and connect with those who you love and adore. If single, someone spicy could catch your eye. Slow your roll. You are in quite a busy bee mode when Venus in Aquarius trines Mars retrograde in Gemini. Being booked and busy is a great way to go about work. However, you may feel slightly overdrawn by how much you have going on. Take a look at your commitments and ask yourself if something should come off your plate. This trine could be the perfect time to reconsider what you want to continue pursuing to avoid entering a state of perma-burnout. Doing so could even free you up to follow personal professional goals. 2 days after the moon formed a friendly aspect to Jupiter in your financial sector shortly after its return to an intuitive and imaginative part of your chart, as it prepares to leave it forms the same aspect to the dwarf planet Eris. With Eris, the warrior princess of the cosmos just 2 days away from turning direct, as well as fueling your financial confidence, instincts, and imagination, this is tapping back into some of those old financial passions and fighting spirit. There is a lot of stress in the air, and it is the wise person who takes it upon himself to unwind and get back to reality after a lot of interaction with others. After a lot of excessive communicating, you need to find the sound of your own voice again. Remember? It's the voice that instructs you gently through your health practices. Eat this, don't eat that, wake up now to get some exercise in before work so that you don't get into personal conflicts while at work. If you hadn't realized before that some of your work relationships tend to be more superficial than anything else in your life, you most definitely will today. On this day you will clearly see areas in which your time has been monopolized, or where you have sadly been taken advantage of. Let it go though, for if you allow it to weigh you down for any length of time, you might see it have a detrimental effect on your health and home life. The sun might still be 10 days away from your work sector, the point in each new professional year when the pace usually starts to pick up. Venus and Mars are getting things off to an early start. As a friendly aspect between Venus on the job and Mars on the career front peaks, this is a chance to unite the forward momentum already taking place on the job front with the doors still open to the past. With Mars just 3 days away from turning direct, this is an overlapping of the past, present, and future. While it has only been 3 days since they aligned in your romantic sector, with the Sun in direct and Mercury in retrograde motion, the gap between them is widening at twice the normal rate. This allows them to play 2 separate games, with the Sun looking to the future while Mercury is holding the doors open to the past and second chances. Yet in both directions the spirit of romance and adventure are closely linked. Our eyes in the sky. Venus in Aquarius harmonizes with Mars retrograde in Gemini today. This is a time to discuss our passions with our partners without hesitation. Don't shy away from discussing taboo topics, because it could be beneficial to your sex life in the future and help create a deeper dynamic with your partner. This is also a good time to do confidence-boosting activities like affirmations to heighten self-esteem. To put it mildly, you are somewhat overwhelmed with what is expected of you. There are frequent misunderstandings, especially with relatives and friends. To avoid making the tense situation worse, refrain from acting in the heat of the moment. You need a great deal of time and patience for talking things over to clear matters up. Your finances are not exactly in the best of health. You just can't seem to see the benefits you stand to gain and make one mistake after another. Do not take on any large-scale investments. Your financial advisors are bound to give you a bad deal. Stick with smaller outlays to limit any potential damage. Someone you work with is likely to abuse his or her position of power today. Just because he or she has authority over you doesn't mean that this person is allowed to be disrespectful to you. Be careful of letting a situation go too far. After midnight, the Leo moon squares off with Uranus in Taurus, inspiring eccentric behavior. We risk making knee-jerk and potentially unwise decisions to distract ourselves from troubles or boredom. Many of us will be asleep at this hour, and our dreams can be erratic, bouncing us from one vision to the next, as we struggle to keep our bearings. We may awaken knowing that important messages have been relayed, but we are unable to remember them. A nagging feeling that we've forgotten something stirs up anxieties heading into the morning. Nothing can stop you right now, and all your work seems to succeed. This is also true for money matters. There's nothing to worry about since you're on a winning streak. In case you have cash to spare, now is a good time to invest. You can then look to the future in a positive way, sure in the knowledge that your investment will be fruitful. It's important to maintain good relations with others if you want to continue to get on well with them. Approach situations with restraint and consideration, rather than putting your own needs first. Think about the wishes of those you care about most. Don't confuse your ambition with a ruthless pursuit of success. Take a relaxed view of life and let grass grow over old feuds. Enjoy reviving old contacts and wallowing in nostalgia. The conditions are ideal, as you will be receiving a lot of trust and affection. Let your family know how important they are to you and spend more time with them. After sunup, Venus in Aquarius trines retrograde Mars in Gemini, helping us form potent connections with others. We feel confident expressing our desires, and we are equally receptive to others' compliments. When we think of Venus and Mars, romantic compatibility automatically springs to mind. We might find ourselves to be the object of someone's affection now, or perhaps we have our sights set on a potential partnership prospect. During the Venus-Mars trine, sexual interactions are enhanced and cooperative efforts are improved. We understand the benefits of a collaborative struggle and therefore a collaborative victory. However, with this meeting occurring in social signs, this trine is equally good for amping up enthusiasm for a community initiative or sharing a warm moment with friends. This transit proves that love can be found anywhere that a desire for connection exists.